Today we're going to show you how to build this beautiful outdoor storage cabinet that you can use on your deck, patio, or even poolside. Now Jim, how would you describe this project?
I would describe this project as kind of an intermediate project, just because there's a little bit of secondary milling you're going to have to do. If you don't feel up to that and you want to start with something a little simpler, realcedar.com has a myriad of projects that will make you look great.
That's right, we have projects for all skill sets.
That's right.
So how do we start this project?
We start by sorting the lumber and cutting it to length.
Sounds good, let's do it. And today we're going to use a beautiful knotty grade of Western Red Cedar, which is really going to add a lot of warmth and texture to the project. So we've cut all the wood down to length. Now for the tricky part. Some of the frame pieces have channeling, some have blind channeling, and some have rabbets. Jim, how do you recommend a DIYer tackle this challenging part of the build?
Well, most intermediate DIY people will have access or own a table saw. That's what we're assuming. So we've done it all on a table saw. If you had access to a router and you were proficient with it, that's also a good way to do it. It's especially a good way to do this blind channel, because in doing it on a table saw, it means that you kind of have to drop it onto the blade, which might kind of intimidate some people, but it's completely easy to do.
Okay, I'm gonna stand back and let you take it away.
Okay, great.
So we've prepped all the wood, and now it's time to build the sides. Jim, what are we doing here?
So what we've got here is the 2x4 rails that we spent so much time milling. We've got the two sides, top and bottom. That's going to make up the structural part of the side. The actual wall portion is made up by this 1x4 tongue and groove cedar. This cedar comes in a smooth side and a rough side. We've made the choice to have the rough out. So we have to keep that in mind as we're putting these wall systems together, so that when it's all together, each side has the rough side out.
And that rough side is going to make a nice contrast against the smooth face frame, which is one of the things I love about Western Red Cedar, is that you're really spoilt for choice. It comes in a wide range of patterns, sizes, grades, and textures, so you can create almost any look that you want.
Yeah.
Now Jim, how are we going to assemble this component here?
So it's going to be held together with a combination of biscuits, glue, and screws. And then while we're putting it together, of course, the sidewall will actually slot into these grooves, and you'll see how that all goes when we put it together.
Now, if it's starting to sound a little bit complicated, don't worry, we've got you covered. For more detailed instructions, you can always go to realcedar.com for free downloadable building plans. Okay, so we finished both sides, and that actually didn't take too long at all.
No, that's because we're using cedar. Cedar is extremely straight and true. Tools love it, and it looks great.
Plus, it takes fasteners exceptionally well.
It does.
So now we're moving on to the base, and I'm just looking at it, and this is a very compact storage solution. So if you require more storage, check out our DIY center at realcedar.com, and we've got a whole range of projects for you to choose from. So the base looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's very simple. You're looking at the frame right now. Then there's a face that fits on and corresponds with these side rails there. We're going to take this base and we're going to clad it in 1x4. So the only thing to keep in mind here is to make sure the base is absolutely square by cross measuring it, because everything else will follow off it. And if this is true, the whole cabinet will be true.
Good pro tip.
So as you can see, we attached the bottom to this side, We also put these spreaders in, which represent the top. Now we're going to fasten this side to the bottom and to the spreaders, and we're ready to put on the back.
Just loving the tonal range of the wood. In fact, Western Red Cedar, nothing looks, feels, or smells quite like it.
Yeah, that's why it's my most requested wood by clients for exterior projects such as decks, really anything outside.
And not only does it look great, but it's naturally resistant to rot, decay, and insects, making it ideal for all your outdoor projects.
That's right.
So all we have to do is attach this, and then we're going to install the back. Is that right?
Yep, that's it. That's our next step.
Okay, so we're in the final stretch here, and not only is this going to be a highly functional, long-lasting, beautiful project, but it's actually a green project. That's because we're using all-natural building materials. In fact, wood such as Real Cedar plays an important part in capturing carbon and reversing the effects of climate change. So it's a choice you can feel good about. For more information on how wood can mitigate climate change, head to realcedar.com for some real green facts. So now it's time for the door. What do we need to know?
Yeah, so the door goes together very much like the sides went together, and you've got the rebate, you've got the 1x4. The only difference is the top and the bottom of the actual box were butt joints. The corners of the doors are miters. Miters tend to be a little bit slippery when you're putting them together. Biscuits mitigate that a little bit, but not completely. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little bit of time making sure that we fasten one of the corners really well, get it perfect, and then everything will follow from there.
So we've built the door and installed it, and that was pretty straightforward, right,
yes,
Jim?
As long as you keep everything square. We took pains to make the doors square. The opening was square, so it just flew right in.
And then we added this nice trim up here.
Yeah, it's simple, but it finishes things off.
Yeah, it almost looks like a piece of furniture that you could bring inside. But we're going to actually keep this project outside and let it weather naturally, eventually turning a beautiful silvery patina. But it's good to know that Western Red Cedar is pitch and resin free, which means it accepts and holds a wide range of finishes beautifully. And if you need more finishing info, you can go to realcedar.com and visit our finishing section. Now, all we have left to do is install the shelving, and what I love about this project is that it's highly customizable. You can add as many or as few shelves as you like, but we're just going to show you how to install one, and you can take it from there.
Yeah.
Jim?
So what we've done is we've taken our leftover 1x material, we've ripped some cleats down here, 2 cleats. We'll just fasten them really simple, 1 screw each. Then we'll take some of the leftover T&G and just place it in. And because the T&G fits together, you really don't need to nail it, it'll stay in place.
Job well done, Jim.
Thank you.
And if you enjoyed this project, please like the video. And if you're looking for more DIY inspiration, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more how-to videos. And happy building, everyone.